Hey there, Smith Jack, normally known as Smith Jack USMC. I'm going to talk today about the Tom Brown Tracker TBT1 or T1, whichever you want to call it, Tom Brown's tracker knife. I've been watching videos online here about it, and so far most people who are demonstrating the Tom Brown tracker either don't know what they're doing or dislike it so much that they don't ever give it any chance. And so I want to give a good demonstration, because I think the people that actually know how to use the Tom Brown tracker are not making videos. And so I want to kind of clear some things up, and I brought some other knives along to demonstrate the proper method and the intent behind the design of the Tom Brown tracker. So, bear with me for a moment. Let's get started. Alright, so here we have three common, well-respected outdoor cutting knives, tools. The K-Bar USMC fighting knife, the Spec Plus Raider Bowie SP, I forgot what it is. Anyhow, and the Nepalese made Kukri outdoor knife. Alright, so to begin with, let's talk about the way Bowies work. Most of you are outdoorsmen like Bowies or some form of a Bowie. This is a more of a combat style Bowie. The Bowie is meant to be a combat knife to begin with, but with the curved and sharpened clip point made for more penetrating ability. But in general, this is a normal profile for a knife. It's going to be used in the outdoors. It's usually either straight or clip pointed with a long curve and a straight edge, right? Sometimes we get curvatures in here like a Kukri or a Bolo, but typically it's a straight edge and either straight back or clip point. Now, when you use a straight back, clip pointed, straight edge knife, you kind of hold it in a hammer grip. Maybe you might put your thumb back here and chop mainly with this portion of the knife. This is normal, and this is the way we tend to be, right? Works really well for the Bowie knife. The SE5 or 7 are very common and well-used knives that would be used in that particular manner also. Okay, scraper, scrape out a pole or skin a deer, or scrape hide with it. You can use it as a claw knife by grabbing up here, pulling into this portion right here, which is also your scraper, right? Same is true K-Bar. Cutting, chopping, draw, the slasher, the stabber, right? Scraper, draw knife. You can use every knife like that pretty much. Okay, now the Kukri, a little bit different animal, because if you look at these blades side by side, this is your chopping portion of your Bowie knife. This is not the best chopping position on the Kukri knife. Now, the Kukri, the axe is right here. This is your chopper. This is your skinner, your chopper, your scraper, your draw knife. Okay? So when you chop with a Kukri, you want to strike in this portion right here. Very effective. Right? You get in here, it gets bound up on the inside of that curve. It's not the best spot. Now, if you're gonna draw, push, right? That's a good spot. Now, the Kukri is the knife most like the Tom Brown tracker in that respect. The profile of the blade. This is not the chopping portion of the blade. 99% of you I've watched out there using the Tom Brown tracker to chop with are using inch and a half from the tip. This portion right here is designed as a gut hook, and also you can use it to make curls of bark. See that? Isn't that pretty cool? But it's designed to draw in and cut into hide for skinning. Alright, this portion here, you push knife just like any other knife. Also, your draw knife, right? And it's also great for sticking into a piece of wood, batoning until it breaks through, right? Just like so. And that's pretty light wood, the pine. Yeah, the pine. I think all this is pine. No use in using really hard woods for these demonstrations. It would take me a little bit longer. Alright, now, see what I'm doing? This knife has positions, hand positions. You can choke up, detail, hard work, hard grip, hammer grip. Get back here, put your thumb right there, chop with the hand down. This is made so you can get yourself up above your work. You sit up above your work, not down on top of it. You get up above it, and you chop with from here to here is your preferred impact area. So you can hit anywhere from here up. But you let the knife's weight, which is, I think this one here is nearly 2 pounds. This one is nearly 3 pounds. You go look it up online. Alright, so there's your axe portion. I hold way back here and properly use your lanyard to hold it on your hand so you don't slip and lose it, but just for this demonstration I'm going to ignore that. Alright, so strike. I don't know if you can see that. This is how you use this hand axe. I need to stand up. See that? Single stroke, split it in half. Alright, now, what I've seen 5 or 6 videos of folks using this knife, they are hacking with all their might, using it like it's a Bowie, and hitting in this portion right here, which equates to hitting the Bowie right here. They're assuming that this is the part they chop with, and that's how you hold this knife. No, this is like a Kukri. And then, this is your chopper. This is your chopper. But unlike the Kukri, instead of coming down, it comes up to a draw point, so you can also use this as a more traditional style of fighting and combat sort of kind of knife. It's a little bit on the heavy side for that, but it'll work. And just as a side note, that movie, The Hunted, if you know how to throw a knife and hit every time, I'm telling you, dude, if you beamed this knife, it's a tree, it just might go through that small tree. But I wouldn't try it. It costs too much money for that. So, anyhow, demonstrate the chop. Effortless chopping. If you can see it from that angle. So I'm holding the knife outside and I'm swinging towards my inside, which is a very awkward swing, and it still just does its own work. I don't have to do any work. Let that axe do the work. See? Now, like I said, down here, the closer you can cut in by hand, or say you can drill with this tip. bad demonstration. Anyhow, you know what I'm saying. Now the notcher, just for sake of showing you. You notice that it said notcher, not necessarily a saw. It's more purposeful driven. Making notches for shelter building, snare building, building a bow, other forms of weapons where you want to put notches so you can apply cordage. You can take that square notch, turn this sideways, make a nice deep angled notch with a flat bottom. Such delicate maneuvers, such a heavy knife. If it wasn't for the sake of the fact that I'm just a knife lover in general, I would probably just use this one exclusively, but I like my Kukris, I like my Bowies. But when I go out to the woods now, I take this one. It's the most options in the smallest package. You know, sure it's heavy, but if I carry a Bowie knife and an axe and a saw to do all the work, it winds up weighing more than this knife does. So, it just depends on what you want to do. Got it pretty well started. I'm gonna break this with sheer weight and force now. Let's see if I can do it. See, pretty cool. I mean, really, I'm barely hanging on. I mean, I'm holding on to this with my last three fingers, my thumb and my other finger, kind of like a trigger. It's like holding a gun almost. It's just a natural. It's the most natural thing. I think it works good. Trim bushes with it, trim limbs off of trees when I need to get around them. You know, you can. Anything you want to do with this knife, you can do with any bigger knife. I think the most similar knife to the Tom Brown tracker is the Kukri, even though the curve goes in a completely opposite direction. It's the same concept. Chopper, your internal close-up work, your tip for, you know, this kind of work here. And see, you can bang on the spine and split wood pretty effectively. Get my baton. See that? Same deal. If you can get it to stay there long enough, you can whack it hard with that chopping point and it'll split right too, okay? I think it's worth the money if you want something cool, something different. You know, you can get one of these here. You can get it imported from the Paulie's Kukri house for about $60, $150 to $200. You can have you a Tom Brown Tracker 1, $150 to $190. You can get you a Tom Brown Tracker 2, which is a little shorter. I wouldn't bother with that, but I guess you gotta like it. If you never tried one out, borrow one from a buddy if he'll let you, who knows what he's doing, and give it a shot. I mean, it's a fun knife. It might change your views on Nice usage. See if we can see that or not. Hoorah. Semper Fi.